Hello, I'm Bunnery.
I'm Breadmower,
and this is IFXtra. So, how is everybody this week? Are you having a good time? What's been happening? I've had a week off work, and I was hoping to get in the garden, and then it rained almost every day.
Yeah.
But we got one day yesterday, so I got lots done. Oh, now my legs hurt. But you've been busy inside, haven't you?
Yeah, I've been busy inside, having vertigo. Because this is my world now. I'm getting old. Yeah. I mean, yeah. Sorry, I'm just whinging about stuff. I don't even know where this comes from. Last time I got vertigo, it was from looking up too much, because we were painting the ceiling. And then, I don't know, the other day, just sat here at my desk, getting some code written, and just felt really rough. And then I realised it was when I was moving my head from side to side, which is why I'm probably moving weirdly now, because I'm trying not to do it too much. Anyway, point is, really small thing. You just feel like a little bit sick, but it just kind of... And then, yeah, anyway, so that's kind of sucks.
Anyway, what have you managed to get
in terms of what I actually managed to get done, so quite a bit this week, well, a couple of days at least, have been doing some app dev stuff for someone else in return for money, which is always nice.
That's nice.
So, yeah, got to invoice for that actually now. But so yeah, that was good. So we can pay some server bills for a couple of weeks or something. That'll be nice. But also got a little bit of interference stuff done, a bit of dev and a bit of discussion. So let's talk about the discussion bit first. Something that's come up a couple of times. A few people have contacted us on support, through Discord forums, email, etc. And then a sort of discussion erupted in the comments of a game about the prevalence, let's say, of original characters, OCs. I gather the cool kids call this. Even if you're not sort of down with the term, you've probably sort of seen this happening in games where people have certain artists have not only do they have a very distinctive style, but they have a very distinctive character that they use in there. And it's all sort of got a bit Pikachu, to use the example of where we normally see this happening. Some of them got so well known that once this OC appears in a game, it can't get away from that, because the next person who sees the picture is like, oh, that's such and such, and they put the name in the description, and then when someone's joined that description, that is such a well-known character that they draw the character again, and then the next person is like, oh, that's such and such, and it sort of
repeats itself.
As I say, internally I call it when something gets Pikachu'd, because what we've found over the years is if you have some sort of yellow animal, it will invariably get described as Pikachu, and then the game can't get away from it, because everybody knows what Pikachu looks like, even if you don't know anything about Pokemon, and it's really, really difficult for the game to get away from it. Anyway, so a few people got in touch, and then this discussion started. Is this becoming a problem? Now, we've had things happen before with sort of the natural birth, almost the emergence of recurring characters in games. I mean, one of the good examples, Grandma Gale's Red Barn. I mean, there's been a few of the things, like Witch Dog, Duck Mermaid, Business Squirrel. Yeah,
my favorite.
Business Squirrel, I think, was maybe the first time this happened. Yeah. I mean, that was ages ago. That was like a decade ago. Yeah. Bring back Business Squirrel. But previously, these things have kind of they've been like a hot topic for a few days, and then they pop up occasionally, but it's never felt overwhelming. Whereas the last few weeks, I feel like it's been quite sort of densely packed, if you will, and so it's become really noticeable. It was happening, 5 times a day rather than 5 times a week or something. Yeah. Anyway, so this discussion happened, and as regular players will know, I don't really like having to sort of set down mandates about things, because it's not what we're about.
After a while, people get bored and just go to something else.
Well, and that's what I was assuming would happen. And so I gave it a few weeks, and it didn't.
Okay.
So we had this discussion, and I said, well, I mean, you know, do we need to look at putting a rule in of like, you know, don't do this? Which, as I say, I don't want to sort of stifle people's creativity.
And people have got a certain style that people recognise.
Yeah, and exactly. And one of the things I said was saying don't draw a recognisable character is that feels like really close to don't have your own art style that people might recognise.
Exactly.
And I didn't want to sort of get to that. So I was saying, well, is it that we need to say, okay, don't mention people, don't mention players by name in descriptions? Because that's come up as a suggestion like a few months ago.
That might help.
Anyway, so we had a discussion about it. It's still on the forum. If you want to contribute to that or see what everyone's been saying, but yeah, it's kind of gone the way I was hoping it was. In that, by having a discussion about it, it's calmed down now.
Okay.
Because I think people have said like, yeah, fair enough. Maybe it is getting a bit out of hand. Let's tone it down a bit.
Okay.
And yeah, you know, so we're all. I think we're all cool. I think we're not going to need to specifically do something about it.
Oh, good. I'm glad.
Because this is it. I'd rather that we just all have a chat about stuff and go, yeah, okay, let's just do this, rather than.
There is a rule you mustn't always obey.
yeah, exactly. I mean, obviously, you know, it's the internet. We have to have some rules. But
so it won't matter if they come back again occasionally, will it?
Yeah, exactly. Like I'm not against it. It's just it's just this Pikachu effect. It was that was becoming a problem, I think.
Some people are very popular.
Yeah,
and very good,
and that's cool, and I don't begrudge that at all.
No,
I mean, you know, if I have to draw a person doing something, I tend to draw myself because one, I'm not very imaginative, and two, if I try to draw someone else, then it would look rubbish, and people would be like, "Wow, that's like."
Insulting.
Yeah, you know, like if I try and draw you, I always feel bad when I try and draw you, in case you see it and you're like, "Whoa," but if I draw myself, it's okay. So yeah. But like, so I don't begrudge people doing it or the fact that some people have such distinctive styles that people are recognizing them. I mean, awesome. That's pretty cool, really. Yeah, as I say, it's just when it kind of started getting to this Pikachu effect. Anyway, point is, I think we're cool. Don't worry about it. Yeah, let's just see how things go. So yes. Discussions.
Cool. Next one.
Small bit of dev as well. Well, I've done some, you know, tinkering behind the scenes and things like this. Those of you who are on Discord might have noticed we got a bit more automation stuff going on. Like Ava's automatically creating Discord events for Zeitgeist and stuff with a bit of information in now, like the names of the featured artists and things.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. That's saving me a job. I've got one more bit to do with that, and then the whole sort of workflow for that is automated, which will be really nice. But yeah, so aside from behind the scenes stuff, something that is visible. Someone, I think it was Random Roger, maybe, I assume they'd been looking back at older games, had seen that we used to have these 45-step games. Because at the minute we got 15, 21, 33. We used to have 45. And then when we were doing the experiments to try and get the queue going faster, and the idea of implementing the drop system, so you couldn't just kind of go, used to be, you know, you could create 5 games and people would then just be like, oh, I'm going to create 5 massive games. And everything kind of slowed down. So we made it so that you have this refundable drop thing. So you can create several short games or one long game and then things keep flowing. Anyway, point is, we switched off 45-step games because they were slowing the queue down too much. Random Roger says, is there any chance they're going to come back? And I was like, well, you know, we were doing this you know what? YOLO, let's do it. So we had a little sneaky YOLO update where I have put 45-step games back in. There's a catch, though. In order that they don't sort of overwhelm everything, they cost 4 drops. Now, at the moment, as we're still, you know, experimenting with sort of drop cost and things, everybody has 3 drops. These cost 4 drops. So obviously no one can do them. What we've done is supporters get a bonus drop.
Okay, that's
so
good.
effectively, 45-step games, if you want to start one of those, it's a supporter-only thing, but also it will use your drop capacity, so you
can't do too many. Until it's finished,
that
one's finished,
yeah. Now, I fired one of these into the system just to get a feel for how long they take. I reckon they're probably going through in maybe a bit over 48 hours.
Not so bad,
like 3 days, I think, from it reaching the front of the queue to getting done. So I think maybe the balance on this is okay. We will see. Also, shout out to Vandale for finding a bug in this where it the cost wasn't being checked correctly, and they basically noticed that you could actually start many of these without the system stopping you. And they were very discreet about it and pinged me in a DM.
Nice.
And I got it sorted. Very much appreciated.
That could have been
because the queue might have sort of exploded then. Yes, they've been left with like you have used 20 of your 4 drops. So don't worry, I'll sort that out. But yes, I appreciate you bringing that to my attention.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry about that. That was massive
news.
I
Okay.
shouldn't tilt my head like that.
Nope.
But yes, thank you. Yes.
Okay, right. Now it's time to see who won this week's awards. Picture of the week this week goes to Zimvivi for A Boat on a Sandy Cove. This drawing looks so impressionistic and I love the colours, and it just reminds me that summer's coming up. It's wonderful. Well done, Zimvivi.
My favourite description this week was Pastel Patchwork Parakeet Purchased Playfully by Sir 8. Now you can't go wrong with a bit of alliteration, especially when they perfectly present previous pictures. Nice work, Sir 8.
Community pick of the week this week goes to SOS for A Bear in Prison. Oh, such a sad picture. It's beautiful. Oh, makes me sad though. Well done, SOS. They were amazing.
Awesome stuff there as always.
Now going to see what we were talking about last week in the forums. So last week I said if your job gave you a surprise 3-day paid breaks to rest and recuperate, what would you do with those 3 days? I started out thinking, ooh, what could I get done around the house in 3 days? And then I thought, no, this is rest and recuperation. So I'd read a lot. I've got lots of unread books on my shelves. Maybe watch a box set on the TV and maybe have a little trip to the seaside to feel the sand between my toes.
We should go to the seaside anyway.
No, it's been rain.
Yeah.
It's been a rainy week. Even though I've had the week off, it's been rainy.
We should go to Wales.
We should, yeah. So 9% said, I would like to go out and watch a movie at the theatre while enjoying all of the bells and whistles. I would spare no expense at the concessions counter either. Popcorn, candy, nachos with cheese, jalapenos, hot dog with chili, mustard and onions, and a large soda to wash it all down. If that was me, I'd have to eat like the savoury stuff first and then have like the popcorn and candy for pudding.
I don't think I've ever had traditional
the American
food.
stuff is amazing.
Yeah,
like
I've had at the cinema. This is I have had hot dogs, but like I've had popcorn at the cinema, but like I've never had like a hot dog or nachos.
Oh, nachos are amazing in America.
It wasn't really a thing here, but
it's popcorn or sweets.
Recently it is like the cinema in town here. They have like hot dogs and nachos and things like that now. But,
try. They have this lovely warm liquid cheese. Fantastic. Love it.
That reminds me. I know I've already told this story the other day on a quiz stream, but when we went to see a film once, and the person sat next to me just eating yogurt, just tubs and tubs of yogurt through the whole film. Just had this bag, pull out more yogurt.
They didn't sell it there. You have to bring their own.
I'm like, okay, they finished, great, and then just reach in the bag, pull out another one. Just yogurt.
Anyway, 9% also said the movie itself is just a MacGuffin to get me out of the house and onto my adventure. If it's a bad movie, I can complain about it for days. And if it's a good movie, I can revel for days.
I like that attitude.
Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah, because sometimes the main thing, sometimes the the main thing isn't the main thing. The main thing is really just an excuse to like get out and do something. Yeah.
And then you might go and see a film that you don't really usually see, and then you think, oh, that was amazing.
And of course, you know, things outside your comfort zone.
Yeah. Well, that's really scary. I'm never going to see that again.
Yeah.
Like the Invisible Man with me. Anyway.
That was not like the TV series, you say. Okay. Anyway, sorry, moving on. Vice saying, I'd be home resting, catching up on sleep, and perhaps crafting something. Been into hand embroidery recently, and I couldn't resist stitching stuff on my existing outfits.
That's a good idea. Update your outfits.
Now, Vice has posted some of this stuff on Discord recently.
I know, seen it. Yeah, it's beautiful.
Very cool.
Very into sunflowers too.
Yeah. You know what I'd quite like to have a go at making?
What?
A pair of shoes. We watched the Great British Sewing Bee the other night, and they were making high top trainers.
They were.
And I was like, yeah, we could do that.
Just hand sew them onto the base.
I don't know where you get the blank bases from.
No.
Anyway,
somebody else was asking that on Twitter, but no one came up with an answer.
Okay. If you're wondering why I keep looking around weirdly, it's because Grumble is here. His tail is really close to your wheel, so don't move.
Hello, Grumbly Boo. I'll move forward, then they go. Are you all right, sweetie pie? Come. He's in a funny mood today.
He is in a strange mood.
Yeah, he's not in a cuddly mood today.
Okay.
Last one.
Yes.
Oh, sorry. Fan of Funny said, IFX, Reddit, game development, that's a hobby, and YouTube. That's basically how I spend my free time anyways. And we've got one more. Cannabita said, I'd love to go away somewhere, stay in the fanciest hotel, down in the fanciest restaurants in town. Yep, I'm a wannabe snob. I just don't have the money for the lifestyle. That's all of us, really.
Well, yeah.
That is nice when you can do it occasionally.
I think it's nice when it's something that you don't do all the time.
Exactly.
Though.
If you could afford that all the time, it'd get really boring. But if you did it occasionally, it'd be amazing. Hello, Puppet.
Yeah, you got Grumble here.
Grumbly
You're going to say hello to everyone?
Grumbles.
You going to say hello?
Grumbles.
No? Okay.
Yeah,
like we went to Jersey once, and Jersey the island, that is, not Jersey America land. And
New Jersey.
The hotel we were staying in had this like really fancy restaurant, and we decided actually we will go to this really fancy restaurant.
Michelin-starred restaurant.
Yeah.
The only one we've ever been to.
Yeah, we had this like 7-course meal with like paired wine and all this kind of stuff. It was amazing. Yeah. But we
had moose this and missed that and all kinds of weird things
and stuff. And it wasn't like whatever with raspberry juice. It was with raspberry jus. And yeah, you can tell it's posh. Yeah.
Oh, very posh.
And it's not something we do very often. We've never done that before or since.
No.
And I don't think I would have appreciated it as much
if we did it all
if
the
it
time.
was a regular thing. It was just, it was like a really unusual thing to do.
Yeah.
And I've always remembered it.
Yeah, me too, yeah.
You know the other thing I've always remembered from that? The tables weren't numbered. They had like a different little statue on.
And we had a little bunny.
By random chance. It was awesome. So I got a picture of you holding this sort of place animal. Anyway, I digress. Yeah.
Do you have pictures of the food?
Probably. Okay. Maybe I should post them on Discord. If we do.
If you find it, yeah. Anyway, now we're going to see what we'll be doing next week in the forums. Start with something, someone you love, then the next person says if they also love it, or hate it, or indifferent. Then they put something for the next person to comment on, and so on. I will start. Marmite.
If you'd like to chime in with that, just head over to the general discussion forum. It's the pinned thread for the week, so you'll find it at the top of the thread list. Okay, now don't forget tomorrow night is quiz night. It's the one with 5 rounds, 5 different topics. Yeah, if you've not seen this before, every Sunday night at 7 PM UK time over on twitch.tv/interference run Zeitgeist, the Interference Quiz of the Week. It's a live interactive quiz stream where you play along against the rest of the audience, competing for points and places on the leaderboard. Indeed, and I decide what the rounds are about by choosing some artists. Some drawings that I really liked from last week. Yep. Would you like to know this week's artists? Who are this week's featured artists? We have got Heraklion, we have got Rouge Island, we've got Jean Breu, we've got SOS, and Rocket Skyon. Okay, that's how you say that. Yeah. So we got like a really long time player there, like Rouge Island. Heraklion's been around for a little while. Some of the others a bit newer. Quite new, yeah. Okay, nice. Cool. All right, looking forward to that. Guess who won last week? Yeah, go on. What happened last week? The 1st of May. Goose was first with On Her Own.
It wasn't a joint winner this week. First with 220, which is pretty good. Kimchi was second with 182, and Puzzgal was third with 180. So they're two newish ones, and Goose has been around since the beginning.
Yeah, Kimchi been with us for a few shows now, but they're doing like really
Awesome
well.
stuff,
And if I remember correctly, I think they were looking like they were going to win there.
Yeah.
And then Goose just snuck ahead. Okay. So as well as that, then on Thursdays we have Zeitgeist 20, where it's like one topic but 20 questions on that. So what do we do then?
We did Agatha Christie last week, which is quite a difficult one actually. A lot of people have seen the films, they've seen a bit of Poirot on TV, heard about the books, I don't know. But anyway, Puzzgal won.
Okay.
With 170, followed by Kimchi with 165, and then Ginny Pond was third with 162.
So this, I think, was another example. Kimchi was doing really well. Kimchi was really fast.
One of these days,
through
Kimchi.
The whole thing. And then someone else just snuck in towards the end. But
5 points difference. That's
very
cool,
impressive though.
So next week, Zeitgeist 20 is going to be entitled, What Am I? What am I? Not who am I, what am I?
Okay, so what, you're going to describe stuff and we have to guess what it is?
Random stuff I'm going to describe. You have to guess what it is.
Okay, we can do that. Yeah, that'll be fun. If you'd like to join us for that, that'll be Thursday, 7 p.m. UK over on twitch.tv/interference.
Cool. I think that's all the news for now.
I think it is.
Just goes to say.
Yeah, if you're not already taking part in the game, then get involved. You can play on the web at playinterference.com or search for Interference in the App Store on your phone or tablet. You can also get social with us. We're on Twitter at PlayIFX, on Facebook at PlayInterference, and patreon.com/interference. If you want to give us a bit of monthly support for the ongoing maintenance of the game, building like new game modes and all this kind of stuff that we do. Also,
feeding these little monsters.
Yeah, I was going to say, feeding cats and paying vet bills and all this kind of stuff. But yes, paying server bills and things mostly. We really appreciate your support. Patrons get support status and interference, so you get things like replays, the challenge system, the invite system, the new game modes like Recall and Art Start, and all kinds of other stuff that we've got planned. These 45-step games that I mentioned earlier as well. Yeah.
That's cool.
Don't they, G? Yeah. And if you're a quiz player, you get a custom entrance shout out from Ava.
Don't rub your eye. Okay, that's it for now then. So we'll say goodbye and see you next week.
Yep, have a great week. We'll see you next Saturday.
Bye.
Bye.